Mic test. 1 2 1 2. Testing the mic. Mic test. 1 2 1 2. Testing the mic. Mic test. Testing the mic. Mic test 1 2 1 2. Testing the mic. Mic test 1 2 1 2. Having some troubles? Having some troubles? Mic test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic test. Mic test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic. All right, that seems like it's working all right. And I think we'll go ahead and get this stream started as soon as I can have my mouse back, which will make sense in just a moment. Looks like everything's set up. Let's transition. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Country Fried Minis. I'm your host, Cameron, and today we are once again working on some workflow stuff. We're not doing the usual painting video. It's the normal content for the channel, but a reminder for folks that the workflow stream is a place in which friends of the channel, fans of Country Fried Minis, can peer behind the curtain. Excuse me, my nose is itching. Can peer behind the curtains and see what is going on in video production land and what goes into the premiere work to make things happen on the channel. So today we're trying out something a little new. I'm still using up that footage from the Textures with Edna project, and we're going to produce a short live today again, but this time for a tortoiseshell kitty. It features a speckling effect that I'd like to share with my crowd. It does not necessarily warrant its own full video. We're also today playing with the desktop goose, so we'll see how this little goose makes things difficult. Digressing, I think the first step today is going to be digging up footage and seeing what we have on hand for the kitty cat. So we'll start. Thank you, Goose. Let's get rid of that. Goose don't like when you close its windows, but that's fine. Just let it get its anger out of its system. All right. I found this desktop goose somewhere. I think the initial post on Reddit or something, and I thought it was really fun. And we're gonna test out featuring it here on these streams. You know, making things a little more difficult than they should be. this goose will grab your mouse and run with it. It'll walk off the side of the screen and come back and track mud. It'll drag notepad messages. It'll bring in meme images, all kinds of stuff. It'll grab your cursor and run off with it. The most recent mod by the developer added these piles of leaves, which I think are really fun. Anyhow, if it isn't too invasive, it's something I'd like to keep on these streams. Maybe allow for people who drop comments down below to add suggestions of messages to add into its notepads or memes for me to feature. You know, just some experimentation. Digressing, I'd like to get started with another short video today. So to do that, I need to first locate some footage of this cat. And I have here in the Edna folder all the footage that was taken to do this, to do the Edna project. So I need to find the footage that features this particular cat, and I'm gonna put it in a notepad and record which ones, copy it over to the new folder, and get it rolling. Also, let's take a moment here, and I'm gonna do one more test, one more audio test on my end, just see if everything's going all right. It sounds like it. Maybe a little loud. No, it's fine. All right, let's close that out and get started. So, let's find the base code of the cat. All right, it's gonna involve scrubbing through. I think that's the cat right there, but it's really out of focus. Let's see what I can do with it at least, right? So this is what's the name of this? 182.836. I think I can get away with copying that over to the folder. Okay. Well, the goose has my cursor. Alright, cool. Yeah, there we go. So, we've got the first one ironed out. Let's close that out. What was that? 182.836. I think that one would be safe to move into the Tortoiseshell folder without creating any conflicts. So, the danger I have is if I move a folder, one of these files over into the new folder that is being used by the Edna video, it'll cause some problems in Premiere, and I'll have to relocate that. So I'd like to avoid that. But digressing, we're gonna scrub through a bunch of videos now and just find any moments that show painting this cat. And that's all Edna. This is all Edna. All right, next one down. It's base coat of the tuxedo cat. Might get its own video, might not. Well, a short, I should say. Definitely not a full-length video. There's not enough there. Not even a shorter video, like 5 minutes. I couldn't fill it. Originally, I intended to have all the cats in the Edna video itself, and it didn't, that wasn't feasible. So now I have all this footage that's going unused, and it's just really it's awful that it's not being used, so I want to use it. And a good friend of mine who's knowledgeable of YouTube the ways of making stuff work on YouTube, recommended to me that I get into producing shorts, and I gotta admit it's a little hit or miss. I think my content's a little niche for shorts, but it's fun. It definitely keeps the content rolling in the meantime when school and life get in the way of putting the work I need to be putting down on the full video productions. So shorts are a good way to do it. Anyhow, it looks like I found the footage of prepping this cat, and honestly, it might all be contained within this, 5.5 minute clip, 6 minute clip. And it is called 184906. And I think this one's safe to move without any conflicts. Oh, look. The bird has brought me something. Nahrungsmittel und Vertraglichkeit. What is this, Goose? Go away. Alright. So, let's dig up 184906. 184906. We'll cut this. Yep, we'll cut this. And we'll go into Tortoiseshell cat, drop it down. I'm wondering if there's any more. Surely not. Surely not more work on that one cat. It looks like I have a showcase here of the speckles on it. I'll take that one as well. That is 185850. Let's grab that one. Let's cut that and drop it in here. Alright. Those of you who find this stream via the algorithm and want to check it out, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this here Goosey boy. I think it's fun. If you think it's fun or too much, please let me know down below. I'd love to get your feedback. And if you do like it, go ahead and feel free to toss me some suggestions of what to include in its memes content. Alright, found a little more footage here. This is 190439. It's looking like these videos are not going to cause conflicts with the Edna Premiere project, so I'm just going to go ahead and move them. Yeah. Let's keep going though. I'm definitely going to need every step included. Alright. Let's end this hair. This is Tuxedo Kitty. And just Tuxedo Kitty. Alright. This is pink on Edna's slippers. This is what we got here. Looks like orange on a cat. I may have all of the footage for... Nope, I'm wrong. Right here, we're gonna green dots the eyes. So I hear... well, the goose has my cursor. Thank you, goose. This one probably needs to be duplicated. So I will... What is that? 145952. Because it looks like it has footage involving multiple cats. So that's... I don't want to cause any conflicts there. Let me just dodge this goose for a moment. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to duplicate this with a Control-C, and we'll drop it into the Tortoiseshell folder with a Control-V. That's 5 clips so far. Not too many more to go through, and we can go ahead and get started on the production of this short about painting the tortoiseshell kitty. That's all Edna. That's all basing. Oh, it's the wood production. I'm still working on the wood. This is basing. I may be done with the cat all the way up to the final spot, which will be the pinking out of the nose, which is like, what, 3 seconds worth of work? Very nearly there. I guess I could include the putting it on its base portion, which is gonna be on this next clip, I think. No? It looks like it's already on its base. I might have missed it in this video. So there's the bricks. Oh, sounds like that goose is after me again. It doesn't show up when I have the video full screen. Ah, yes, Happy Billy Day indeed. It's enough, goose. It's enough. Okay, I do indeed have the cat in this clip. You know, I could just point Premiere to these clips without having to duplicate them, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go back into here and find that video again. I'm going to be using, okay, yeah, this is it, 234200. 234200. And I'll just make a note and point to the file name in the main folder. We're looking for any other mentions or any other featurings of this kitty cat. And I think it's going to be limited to just the showcase. There's probably a good 3 seconds that shows that cat in full detail. Yeah, right there. Okay. There she is. All right. So I'll make note of this as well. So that's 162131. 162131. All right, and with that, I have a full spread of what's going into this cat project. So let's go ahead and pull up Premiere. This might cause a little screen glitch as it comes in, as it loads stuff in. My computer gets a little unhappy from time to time. Ah, yes, thank you, Goose. Thank you for your contribution. All right. So here we are in Premiere. And as soon as it load in, Premiere Pro. We're going to start a new project. We're going to call it Tortoiseshell Cat. And we're going to choose a new location. We're going to put it into Textures with Edna and Painting Cats Tortoiseshell. Select folder. There we go. Here we are. Okay. I think in the right place. It's the right deal. We're going to go ahead and create the project. All right, here we are. Import media to start. No thank you, Goose. Let's go ahead and get this folder out of the way. And just like with all my shorts, we're going to need, excuse me, check out the assets folder. I'm going to check out the assets folder. And, man, why can't I find that? Just can't seem to find this folder I'm looking for. Huh. I need to put in the static. The static and the VHS overlay. I must have changed something in here. Let's see if I can't find it. Is that... Did I just kill my... Did I just kill my stream page? Am I still live? 1 second, folks. I may have screwed up. Let's see if that... I have lost my... I lost my editing page for this. Let's see, is this live in my studio? No? Interesting. Interesting indeed. So, I guess closing the live page doesn't actually kill the stream. So, I don't really know what to do here. Let's see if there's a... See if there's a way to restore it. I don't really know what to do here. Restore live page, YouTube. Manage live stream settings. I really don't know what to do here. Oh, well, the goose has reminded me that I am indeed enjoying a nice cup of evening coffee. Nothing like a cup of coffee at 7 o'clock at night. And as always, I'm drinking on Cafe Bustelo, one of the finest coffees out there. Not a sponsor, I might add. But Cafe Bustelo is usually made for espresso, but works fine in the drip maker. And is always pure and flavorful like no other. Highly recommend. Talking about $10 a can. It's good stuff. Anyhow, I am still looking on how to get back to my page. I think that's done it. Bow, found it. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, with that, that issue out of the way. Let's go back into... I've now found my assets folder again. And we're going to look for VHS overlay. Surely it's in here. That's it. We got the Vecteezy visual video effects and the blank. Okay. I'm just dumb. That's all it is. So let's go ahead and import that and import this. And we'll go back into Country Fried Video Production and pull up textures with Edna. I can cross-reference my notes here of these videos, which I'm going to put on the other side of the screen. Not now, Goose. I'm busy. So we're looking for 145952, and we'll grab it and drop it. We're looking for, well, I should probably do this in the correct order for sake of ease of use, right? So we'll go back into Tortoiseshell and we'll drop all 4 of these. Blow. They all get imported, and now I can go back into the textures with Edna and import the ones I'm looking for, which is going to be 145952. It's going to get dropped in. We're going to grab the next one, which is 234200, and that is where is it? 234200 getting dropped in. All right, and then we're also looking for 162131, which is this final one. Okay, we now have all the assets necessary to put this video together, and we can go ahead and save this project. All right, first step. Just a fun little side note. I'm involved in a class at SFSU this semester called Projects in the Teaching of Visual Arts. And ironically enough, I am a instructional assistant, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm an instructional assistant for students in a class called Art 413 Video Art. And, you know, a lot of what I do actually involves going over Premiere and showing the students how to do certain effects and how to control their timelines and projects and layer things and have fun with it, you know, and you know, that's the thing I'm really going for. So I guess with these streams, it's kind of what I'm aiming for as well. So digressing, we need to start a new sequence, and to do that, let's go ahead and drop some media in. By default, normally this would be linked. So because I don't use any of the audio off my original footage, I leave this linked selection tab off, and it lets me just delete the audio without also deleting the video. All right, and this, so in dropping this in, my sequence is now set to the resolution of the video I brought in. So I can go up to the sequence menu and go to sequence settings, and that will let me adjust my video frame size. Now this is a 1080p shorts video, so we're gonna go 1080. Thank you, Goose. The Goose has my cursor. Oh, there you go. Awesome. We're gonna set it to 1080 horizontal and then 1920 vertical. So we end up with a 9:16 aspect ratio instead of 16:9. All right. Okay. It. Yep. That now puts us in the right place. So I think, if I recall from the other formats, the other shorts formats, I do a second in of the static, and then the introduction for a few seconds, and then I'll show the base code. So I think we can probably, if I can find like, I don't know, 7 seconds of working on this here cat. So let's slice it here. Go back 7 seconds. Maybe a full. Okay, the goose really wants us to see this Waffle House image. Thank you, goose. I don't know if y'all are hearing that, but there's some drama outside, and someone is screaming about a backpack. Digressing. Let's go ahead and roll this back another 3 seconds. So we're going to put that at 59 seconds in. And that'll give us a 10-second clip of putting black paint on this cat. That'll give me plenty of time to like bring it into focus while showing the overlay. All right, and actually, speaking of, let's go ahead and text studio it up. So first, I want to find a tortoiseshell pattern. Tortoiseshell pattern. Tortoiseshell pattern. There we go. I want to find a good size one that I can put in on into Text Studio. Gather my thoughts here. In hindsight, it looks like I may have done it wrong in painting the cat and could definitely use a redo. I like this one a lot. I like this pattern a lot. So let's go ahead and save this image. Open a new tab. We'll save this image. Save as. Nope, I do not want a WebP file. Really not a fan of this whole WebP thing that Chrome is doing. It makes saving images really difficult because they're basically useless. So instead, what I've got to do is download this and then plug it into paint.net and then save as and get my PNG as I originally wanted, as it was probably originally posted. We'll call this pattern.png. There we go. And this one might not be big enough. So let's go over to textstudio.com and give it a little pecorino. Not to be confused with the cheese, which is pecorino, if you didn't get that. All right, let's find a good, fun-looking font here that will work well with the orangey black pattern for the tortoiseshell. So what I'm looking for is a nice big font, big fat letters with a pretty thin border that will play well with the orange and black. So I'm thinking that might work. That might work right there. All right, I don't want to load. Why don't you want to load, brother? Text Studio, an error happened. Oh, dang. Okay, let's go back in. Okay, there we are. And then what we're going to do is fill a pattern, right? But then I want to change the pattern. I want to import my own image. Okay. So for what it's worth, what you're seeing right now is that this goose is set to bring in images in a memes folder. By default, it comes with a bunch of goose related stuff, but I've included things that have happened during our tabletop simulator sessions. And right now there's not too many of them. So if you found this through the algorithm and are having fun with it, feel free to send any ideas to me. Post a comment down below, get to me through the email, and I can feature your memes in the goose. Or let me know if you hate the goose. We could get rid of it as well, but I think it's fun. It's a nice little distraction. Digressing. We are putting in the tortoiseshell pattern. It looks like I saved it in the wrong folder. I sure did. So let's, I guess that's not going to matter. Go ahead and upload that pattern. Okay, the goose has my cursor. Thank you, goose. Thank you, goose. That looks all right. I think that looks all right. Good enough, right? And that's kind of what it's all about. Good enough. And what did I call this? Color Flecks. Color Flecks for a tortoiseshell cat. We're just gonna write tortoiseshell. Tortoiseshell. That pattern's got a hard line in it. Might not work. Let's see if I can pattern size 100%. Let's stretch. Just stretch. No, stretch X. Huh. Okay, that's gonna have to do. With my focus of good enough, it's what it is. So let's adjust this here. Gradient, bring it down some perhaps. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Usable. A reminder that good enough is good enough, and if we apply that to our paintings and even projects like what's going on in here in the Premiere production, it lets you get stuff done. I forgot to take the background off. Let's get rid of that background. Let's go back in. We're going to download this here tortoiseshell word. Download. All right. So I'm going to show this in my folder. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to drop back into Textures with Edna and Tortoiseshell. We're going to pop it in there. I now have an asset for that introduction to the cat. So let's go back to Premiere. Go ahead and leave it. Reminder for folks, this is techstudio.com, and I find it super useful. I can't remember how much I paid, but I paid for a year's subscription to it, and it lets me download these images in just massive resolution. Like I'll never need an image that's 4,000 pixels wide, but the fidelity of that is really good for doing stuff like this. Anyhow, digressing. We need to put the tortoiseshell asset into Premiere. So we'll dump it here. And I should be able to just plonk it down on track 2. I don't know why it's not letting me. Why can't I drag it? Okay, there it goes. And you could see immediately, like this output is 1,000 pixels wide, right? So the tortoiseshell image itself is way too big. So we're going to go into Effects, Controls, and set the scale way smaller. I'm thinking 25%. You know, it's a little compact, but I think it's fine. It works fine. Good enough, right? Same deal. All right, Goose. I'm busy at the moment. Let's get rid of this. So down here at the bottom, I am actively dodging the goose so it doesn't get my cursor, right? But what I've done is I've selected the V2 here for track targeting. And what that's going to let me do is use the up and down arrow keys to jump back and forth to the front and back of this here image overlay. And what's the current length? If I drag this, I can see it is 5 seconds. So yeah, that's plenty of time. Let's zoom way in. And what I'm gonna do is create some keyframes with my opacity here. So I'm gonna click the stopwatch with the playhead at the beginning and jump forward exactly 1 second. Drop down another keyframe with this button. Click back here. Press the down arrow key to go to the end of it. Click back 1 frame. Drop on another keyframe. Get rid of this. Thank you, Goose. Click on the time here and go back 1 second. Easy peasy. I now have this set of 1, 2, 3, 4 keyframes, right? So at the first keyframe, we'll make this 0% opacity, and that means over the course of a second it fades in. We'll jump to the next one. It's still at 100. Go to the last one. Pop in another 0. We now have this nice little fade dealy that's going to happen as this footage plays. Okay, so next is to, I guess, mess with the footage here. It looks like the cat itself is a little off center. So let's try first. Let's zoom in it a bit. How about 130%? And I've moved it a little over to the left from center. Okay, so I think that's fine. It's more important to get the like zoomed in view on the cat than the come on, let me adjust the position of this footage. What's the problem? There we go. Okay, so we want the cat kind of centered at the end of it, but we also want to see that the brush is hitting it. I think the best way might be to put in more keyframes. So let's turn on some keyframes for both position and scale right here where the cat shows up. Alright. And then it looks like I start moving it in about right there. So we'll put down some more keyframes and then I can move this to there. And hopefully that should show me painting the cat kind of in the center of the frame, and it looks good enough, and then it'll move up with the cat. Yeah. All right. Looks good. Again, this is a short. I don't want to kill myself putting in too much effort on this. I want to get it done. It's a 1 second video. It's probably going to get viewed by like, I don't know, 400 people or so. It seems to be about how far the shorts algorithm spreads my stuff around as of late. So again, it falls back to that whole like, there's no need to put too much effort into these things, right? Good enough is good enough. Now, that's not to say full sacrifice of quality, right? But digressing, it's worth remembering that you can overdo it. You'll get a point of like diminishing returns, right? If you spend tens of hours working on something to get a 20% improvement in quality. So that's kind of what we want to avoid here. It's kind of a motto of the Country Fried Minis way. Digressing, the last effect I want to put in on this is a camera blur. So I'll go into the effects menu and search for blur. I'm going to grab camera blur and drag it down here. And if you saw, I've lined up my playhead at the same spot as the full fade out on this here opacity for the tortoiseshell thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in a keyframe here for the camera blur, and I think like right in the middle of that would be a good spot for the other end of this blur. So let's jump over to this percent blur. We'll call this one 0. Oh, what's going on? My goose was freezing up. That's weird. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be eating resources. Bizarre. Okay. Anyhow, back to it. We now have that camera blur set up with the keyframe. Wow, my goose is really unhappy. Let's pull up a task manager, see what's going on here. This goose. OBS is eating a lot of memory. Where's my goose? Where's my goose? Goose. I don't know. No idea. What's happening there? Anyhow, back to it. You know, that's driving me nuts that it's slowing down like that. Let's go ahead and let's close out the goose. Let's close out the goose. Goodbye, goose. Let's restart the goose. Hello, goose. Are you still running slow? You're running extremely slow. Bizarre. Anyhow, let's go back to what we're doing. So, all that work has gone into this 10 seconds worth of clip. All right. Goose is just very unhappy. Let's do a full reset of what I'm doing here. Well, that's no fun. That's no fun that the goose is struggling. So I have an idea. Let's go ahead and let's fully relaunch Premiere, because I bet that's where my memory issue is happening. Or it didn't look like a memory issue. It looked fine to me. But Goose was running slow, and it shouldn't be doing that. Let's resume progress here. Let's go back to try one more time with the goose. Come on, goose. It is, yeah, it's running really poorly. Maybe I'm mistaking some slow footsteps for what's going on. Anyhow, back to it. So far we have, what, 10 seconds of footage here? Which is, yeah, what is going on here? It's gotta be the goose. Gotta be the goose. Alright, you were fun while you lasted, Goose, but you gotta be closed because you were killing my computer for some reason. There might be a memory leak or something in it. I am running the modded version, and of course Premiere is just like a massive beast. It will eat up a lot of resources. Anyhow, here we are. We have this scene come in. The tortoiseshell word fades in, fades out. The camera unblurs. We show the cat. So far we've shown the cat. Next up, we want to, I guess, dry brushing the cat is the next step. So we'll drag in this next clip. Because I have the linked selection turned off, I can remove the audio, which I'm not using anyways. We've got the cat. Wow, that's obscenely loud music outside. So this guy drives by several times a day. He's got a Harley Davidson with an absurdly loud stereo system on it. Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video. That is incorrect. I have a green light in OBS. Just waiting on this red light to change for this guy to drive by so I can think. I hear car alarms going off that had the misfortune of being in that guy's wake. You know, that's something I'll never really understand. I dislike people as much as the next guy, right? But driving through neighborhoods and setting off car alarms just seems like especially inconsiderate of others. And at this time in our society and world, if we'd all just be a little more considerate of others, I think we'd all get along a little better. Digressing. Where was I? Alright, so here we are dry brushing on some color onto this cat. And I'm wondering if I show the paint. I may not actually show the paint. I don't actually show the paint. So let's snag. See if I got a nice image of Vallejo dark sand. Before I found a nice army painter one that had like a splash in the background. I like this one a lot. I like this a lot. I think I'm about to just take that asset. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so again, the process is open image in new tab. Right click, copy image, pull up paint.net, create a new image, paste it in, magic wand it, decrease the tolerance to get just the white. Oh no. This is a magic wanding that is plagued with issues. Not gonna work. I will abandon that plan. Let's get a nice reserved image with a clean white background. What about the official Vallejo image? I wonder how that's gonna interact with the magic wand here. Expand canvas, deselect, magic wand, boom. It's, you know, the issue here is I've got this the white lid, right? So it's not working great with that. I'm just gonna keep going through them till I find a nice image with a clear delineation between that white lid and the white background. It's not super necessary. Like, I could totally take a picture of my own paint bottle, but I start to say that that's more effort than I'm willing to put in. But really, it's probably about the same effort as I'm putting in right now. Anyhow, that one looks like it's got a nice clear line. Let's copy that one. Pop it in paint.net, paste, expand canvas, yes sir, magic wand, better. Let's, oh, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I gotta do it the hard way because it's not a pure white background. So, excellent. We're gonna go a 0% on my brush strength, and I'm gonna manually make this happen. I need to show the color. absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put my brush in the position I want and hold the mouse steady and just roll the mouse wheel. So I got a nice clean line up and down it. All right. We'll continue on around. Oh, this is definitely riveting content here. But, you know, it may not be super entertaining, right? But it is indeed what is happening, what is going on behind the curtains, what goes into the production of scenes for these videos here at Country Fried Minis. And I hope that these shorts videos or the workflow videos that where I'm working on the full content kind of help to showcase like what is going on, what it takes to make these things happen. I have ideas of doing a weekly content production, and I would love to be able to meet that standard. But honestly, without the time to dedicate to YouTube full-time, which I almost have enough time to do that, it's really not feasible to produce weekly content as much as I would like it to be. And I guess what I'm getting at is I feel like the workflow, these here workflow live streams show a little bit of why that's not feasible for me. Like I could really lower the quality of the content to produce more, but I don't like that idea. I'd rather take my time and put out something on like a bi-weekly or maybe even every 3 weeks schedule, which, you know, isn't great for the algorithm, right? If you're trying to generate content. But really, Country Fried Minis started as a gift to myself, an experiment to see if I could manage to paint more models. And really, that did not work. I honestly paint less models, get less work done now. But the side effect is I've realized there is a small community of people who are interested in what's going on in the Bullshit Corner now 2.0. So I feel this pressure to maintain a high standard, of quality that I've put forth for myself, for the channel, to keep people entertained. And that's really what it's all about. So I suppose that leads me to take a moment to say, if you're here or if you have found this content through the algorithm and its whims, I want to thank you for being a part of the Country Fried Minis experience and ingesting this content, because in the end it is really created for an admittedly small viewer base, but a viewer base nonetheless. This content is for y'all, and it is that enjoyment and appreciation that keeps me doing what I do. That and chasing the almighty algorithm, which ironically is achieved by creating content that your people want to watch. So anyhow, all right, so I now have this dark sand image. Where I'm losing my mind. There's the tortoiseshell. Here we go. Dark sand. All right, pal. That's done. Close out of that. Close out of this. Back to Premiere. So what we're gonna do is I have this scene of dry brush. See what 5 seconds of that looks like. So go over here, type in 28, which is 5 seconds back. We'll grab 5 seconds of this, delete this, slide it over, rinse, repeat. I need to import that new folder, or that new file from the folder. I keep clicking the calico for some reason. Alright, dump this in the timeline or the project page, and from the project page slide it over to the timeline. Alright, let's create some effects here. I think by about right here, I want it on the screen at a bit of a rotation. Put it there. And we're going to put in position, scale, rotation, turn on some keyframes. Let's say I want it to rotate a little bit and change size, but just a bit. So we'll rotate it, we'll go up, I don't know, 2% in size. And then go back down here, we're going to go forward another 10 frames. There we go. We'll do another scale and rotation. Have it rotate a little more. And, I don't know, 1% bigger. Same deal. We'll go 10 more frames. So each of these increments is a third of a second, which will be, you know, it'll happen really fast on screen. Get the rotation, turn it, shrink it down 2%. Let's do it again. 10. Rotate again, the other way this time. If it let me have it. Come on. There it is. Rotate, we're back down to regular size, and then maybe one more turn to the left. So we'll pop it there, rotate it that way, back up 2%, and then another rotation, a little bit more. Come on, let me have the rotation. There we go. 103, and then at the end of it, we'll make it shoot off the screen that way, rotate like a lot, and shrink down a lot. Okay, so we can go back to our first keyframe here. We'll go back, I don't know, a full second. Pop in new keyframes, position, scale, rotation. Let's pull it off the screen that way. Shrink it down and rotate it 1/8. See what that looks like. Now that is absolutely ridiculously silly. And I think I'm keeping it. Silliness is fun. Okay, so we put the base coat on the cat. We talk about the dark sand, and then we cut into dry brushing the cat. And I think I achieved it right there. Oh, that's right. Okay. I want to start right here and snag 5 seconds of the actual dry brushing. And I mentioned it in the last shorts production content that this whole 5 seconds thing isn't, you know, it's not super necessary, but it's just like, I don't know, it's a nice even round number for me to work with. But, you know, it's not really working there. So let's do... could I get away with... How much time is that if I go That's 14 seconds to 39 seconds. I'm 25 seconds in. Is it too self-indulgent to spend so much time on that dry brushing? What if I put this bottle thing over the next section? Yeah, that might work. Okay. We'll shave 5 seconds there. Okay, so the reason it's so important here is because the content for a short has to be a minute or less. So currently, I have a 10-second clip. This says tortoiseshell and then base coating and then 10 more seconds dedicated to the dry brushing. And the reason that's so important is because I'm going to do this flicking technique. And I really think it's going to need some time dedicated to it to really show what's going on. Right, so I pull up this paintbrush. I show that I have an old frayed paintbrush. You take your old frayed paintbrush and get you a toothpick and rub them together, you know, something like that. I need to illustrate that these tools are being used, and that's going to eat a few seconds of my time. So let's get the first frame. There we go. First frame where you see fingers. Give that a slice. Jump forward 5 seconds. Where's that put me? Okay. There's a lot of empty space here. Let's find the last frame with fingers. There we go. Put a cut. And then I pull this toothpick on the frame. So we'll find the first frame. There it is. Slice this out and erase that space. Now let's see what 5 seconds gives me. Okay. I can use a few extra frames and get that whole deal right there. That whole shebang. Okay, now I have a little over 5 seconds showing the tools. And am I loading up the brush or something here? Let me cut this off so I can see what I'm doing. So by cutting this clip into two, what I've done is I've set it up so I can maintain my clean position numbers on this next frame. So I can actually go in here and slide the footage around and see what I've got. Yeah, that's important. That's an important detail to include. Let's see what 5 seconds of that gives me. Not enough. All right. Pull this forward. See what 5 seconds of that looks like. Yeah. Okay, cool. Important details in a limited time frame. So, recap time. We got tortoiseshell. We got base coat. Shows the cat fully black. We got dry brushing with dark sand as the color until it's completed with a nice dusty edge highlighting. We show the tool, we show the toothpick, we show the orange paint being rubbed against the toothpick. And what's that give me? 45 seconds. So 14 to 45, we have hit the 30-second mark. So half the video and I haven't even started flecking the cat. So now I need to show that you use the flecking technique to saturate this cat. Alright. I'm going to do another one of those cheeky little cuts right here. Razor that off. Let's see. If I do 5-second increments, I've got 6 more clips to show. So I could show flecking the cat in orange, flecking the cat in tan, green the eyes, glue to the base, and reveal. And that's 25 seconds with a little play time in between. So let's find first instance of flecking the cat. Yeah, that's a good spot right there. Let's see. 5 seconds of that. What does that give me? Okay. And it's not really showing it great, right? So let's why didn't that work? 200%. You gotta show putting the flecks on the cat. Yeah, there we go. 5 seconds of that. I'll do another 5 seconds with a brown color. Give that a peek. 5 seconds. Yep, looks good. Snag it, bag it, slap it on the end of the timeline here. I think that one also deserves a 200% zoom, which means it needs to be brought onto frame. Okay. So I show the flex being built up, and then I need to show the results. Yeah, I do get it on frame. Let's snag that. Let's go 5 seconds. Pow. You know, it still doesn't really... Yeah, I guess it did. Okay. I'm finishing my thoughts and correcting my erroneous words as I mumble them out loud. Okay, so now we have this 15-second clip of flecking orange. Then you're going to fleck on the browns. And then I pull it out of the spot and show it to the camera. It's a bad reveal, though. That really just doesn't... It looks bad. I guess we'll use that bit right there. See what that looks like instead. Get rid of you, grab you, come over here. Is that whole thing to the right of the frame? Yeah, more or less. So I'll reposition it. Let's make it 20% larger. It is a tiny little model after all. Okay, let's take a peek at it now. Yeah, shows all the flecks. I'm realizing now that after I've painted this, it would have been better to have painted the cat orange and do like a super heavy fleck job of black, and it'd look like a more accurate tortoiseshell pattern. But you know, this thing's like 3 millimeters tall, 4 millimeters tall. It's tiny. You know, it reads good enough. So circling back fully around to that whole like good enough is good enough idea. All right. Not that I mean to ramble, because I don't. We now have the flecked pattern cat. All right, that puts us at 1 minute 14 plus 12 frames to, or 14 seconds, 12 frames to 1 minute. So we're, what is that? 2 frames over 46 seconds. I'll take 2 frames off of, I'll take 2 frames off the start of that. I'm also forgetting that YouTube videos are actually like 29.95 frames per second or something, so this will actually get rounded up and the length will increase, which could be problematic in the end, but that's fine. I might have to ditch some of the footage, maybe trim this back, that 10-second starting. Anyhow, I digress. All right, so from here, what was the last bit of footage I used? What's the name of that? 184906. Go back into the project. That's just like, that's the second video. Okay. Delete you. We'll just skip over that one altogether. What's this one got to offer? This is like a dry brush. Why am I working on a different cat there? Am I ink washing? Yeah, I think I'm ink washing. You know, that's a extraneous detail that's not going to fit inside a minute. Yellow eyes, green eyes. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I like that. See if I can't give a full 5 seconds to that. Hitting the whole, like, cleaning the brush off the thumbnail, I think is a fun little detail for the channel, for Country Fried Minis. I see a lot of artists who use the side of their thumb or other places, like the palm of a gloved hand. I tend to wipe the excess on my thumbnail. Just a personal quirk. Let's make this real big. 200% maybe? 200%. Green out the eyes. Okay. Can get rid of the rest of this clip entirely, I think. Sure enough. Bam, gone. What was that last one? That last one was 145952. So we'll go back into this one and then find where I'm putting this cat on its base. Just like, I wonder if it's the first one that gets done. Because I tested Edna on the bricks and then decided against it. Let me zoom out. A tip for Premiere users. I'm holding left Alt on my keyboard, and then I can hover over the timeline and roll the mouse wheel for a quick zoom. Alright, here we go. Here's our kitty cat. Here's our kitty cat getting affixed to a base. Damn, it happened fast. My big old hand's in the way. Effect controls, click position, click back on this, and I can drag it over. And that way I can see what I'm doing. It's got to be a spot where I like affix the cat. There we go. Do that. 5 seconds. Where's that put me? Good enough is the answer to that question. Get rid of these extraneous stuffs. Stick that on the end. Delete the rest of that. Go back into project. And finally the reveal footage. And there's like probably just 5 seconds that features this cat. Where's the sweep? I go past it? I went the wrong way? Where's it at? It's got to be back then. I thought I'd just seen the spot where there it is. Okay. This kitty gets shown. We want 5 seconds of that. So 2 minutes 23. We'll erase 23. We'll go to 18. Bam. That gives me a nice clean 5 seconds of footage. Delete. Slap this on the end. Control Z because I just grabbed the wrong thing. Get rid of all that. How long is this clip? It is 1 minute 15 seconds and it starts at 14 seconds. I'm at 1 minute and 1 second, which means I really need to trim like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. A few seconds. I need to probably free up 5 seconds. Let's see if I can just get rid of 2 right here. Bow. If I were to just get rid of that, let's see what that looks like. Tortoiseshell. Tortoiseshell. I don't know why it's so choppy. The footage just don't want to play smooth. That looks so bad that way. Let's get rid of 2 off the front end. Yeah, I don't know what this delay is on my PC. It's like running seemingly really poorly. I guess Premiere is just like progressively using more memory over time. Probably something to do with all the autosaves it does. Alright, let's play this footage. Tortoiseshell kitty. Okay, show the cat. Might could get rid of a full second of the dry brushing. So how about right there? And then like, I think, yeah, this isn't even starting to come on frame yet. So let's free a frame or free a full second there. I will zoom out. I'll select everything and I will snap it to the end of that. What's that give me now? 1 minute 16 seconds, 14 frames to 1:14:10. So I'm what? 4 frames over 58 seconds. I'm going to put a full 2 seconds of static on the front and back. So I need to free a little more time. What's super extraneous that could be removed? Some of that probably. I bet a full second of that could go. Let's cut that off. Let's delete that. Let's select all this, slide it into place. All right, that puts us at 1614 to 1310. Seems a lot better. All right, I think that gives us a point to put in the static. And one thing I've noticed is that shorts videos, they loop, like when people are watching them. So to make that happen, first let's get this the right size. If I remember correctly, it was 270%. Pretty sure. Yeah, 270 is what it takes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select 2 seconds of this here and delete the rest. And then I'm going to put this clip on the end of the video. And I will go forward a second and I will clip off the second half of this here bit. And then I will attach that to the very front. And it'll make that static look seamless when the video's running. Okay, once again, I'm going to select everything. I'm going to drag it and put it at the... For some reason, it wouldn't let me go all the way. We'll put it at the start of the playhead. And the full length is 58 seconds and 26 frames. I think that will round down or round up to a minute or less. So I'm now ready to create the chromatic aberration. So my videos for shorts are presented as if they were a VHS playback. And to do that, I like to get a little... if you ever look at an old VHS tape, the color layers are a little off. You'll get like a little color bleed to one side or the other. So to achieve that, what we'll do here is take the footage that's actually the footage that needs a chromatic aberration. And on either end of it, I'm going to use these tools right here and mark an out and an in point. I'll save my progress. I'm going to go to export. I need to drop down the video tab and set this to custom because it doesn't want to do this weird aspect ratio. Make sure the aspect ratio is correct. It says invalid frame size frame rate. That's nonsense. Just, you know, nonsense. It works fine. We're gonna go into textures with Edna and then into our tortoiseshell cat, and we're gonna call this chroma layer.mp4. Save. We'll make sure the range is selected to source in and out and not entire source, and we're gonna go ahead and pop export. This might make the stream a little jittery, but that's fine. Give me a chance to sip on my coffee. Once again, that is Cafe Bustelo, the finest coffee there is. Not a sponsor. Usually made for espresso makers, works fine in a drip maker. I usually brew a pot a day and drink it throughout the course of the morning and afternoon. One pot yields me 3 fine cups of this awesome coffee. A little splash of vanilla almond milk in it. Fantastic. Such a good coffee. Cannot recommend it enough. Okay. The jittery stream should be resolved, hopefully, at this point. I'm hoping for that. And we should now also have this exported video called chroma layer. Alright, so shows the cat. We dry brush, talking about dark sand. Yep. Then we'll get out our frayed brush and a toothpick. Get it prepared on the palette for some flecking. And put those little dots of paint all over the cat. Yeah, starting with the orange and then through the, I don't know what color that is, like dark wood or something. Heavy brown, I think. We got our tortoiseshell kitty ready to be detailed. From here, we're just going to put green on the eyes, affix it to its base, and she's ready to go and hit the tabletop. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so we now have a chromatic aberration clip, or a clip, like a compiled clip that we can use for the full chromatic aberration deal. So to use this, what I usually do is go to the timeline. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, and 4 tracks. And the reason I'm adding 4 is because there's an overlay that's going to go over the whole thing. But I'm also going to turn the visibility off on tracks 1 and 2. That way I don't just have to go back and delete them. Let's drag up the... We'll drag up the old static at the start, and then we're going to take our chroma layer video and drop it in right there, ensuring that it's the right length. There we go. Put one in track 3. We'll put one in track 4, and put one in track 5. Okay. Next, we want to do RGB. And we're going to pop we're searching for RGB in the effects panel. And from here, we'll drop this color balance effect onto all 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Starting with the top one, we'll go to the effect controls. We're going to set the blending mode to exclusion. And then we'll set this one to red 100, green 0, and blue 0. Go down to the next one, 0 red, 100 green, 0 blue. And then for the last one, same deal, 0, 0, and 100. Oh, and I forgot, these need to also be exclusion. So these get set to exclusion as well. Exclusion. And then combined, you can see that now this looks like a normal image. But what I now want to do is take my red layer and shift it to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 pixels. And we're going to take the blue layer and shift it down 1 pixel. And what that's going to do, let me zoom this in. I'll zoom it in real far so you can see. So it's setting the image so that we have this this red layer coming off to the right of the image just a little bit, and a little bit of blue at the bottom, so it looks a little off. A little bit of blue to the left too, because the red is shifted, and it creates that. It's going to create that VHS look, but I've found, thanks to a suggestion from a fan of the channel, that if you put any more, the image quality really starts to degrade. So like, I've got that chromatic aberration, but you can still see these tiny details on the cat, and I think it's super important. Like, it looks a little off, it looks low quality, like it was on TV or whatever, or on a tape, but it still shows the details. And of course, that's zoomed way in. It's actually like, imagine this is your whole phone screen or your computer screen. Okay, so we've got the chroma layer set up. We need to add in the, not import, project panel. We're going to pop in our blank VHS tape, drop it in, get rid of the sound layer, and then the play needs to line up with the start of our chromatic aberration layers. So dragging it over to the playhead, it will magnet to that. We'll go here, press down, and we're now at the end of that. We can use the razor tool, which will also like magnet to the place we're at. Cut that off. Pow. Alright, so if I remember correctly, we need to set this blending mode, same deal, exclusion. It seems to work well. I can do the what was it? There was another one in here that worked really well, but exclusion just looks the best in my opinion. Puts a little more fuzz and grain on the screen. So we'll do that. And we're going to drag the position of this layer so that the play and this SP are both on the screen. We're going to increase the scale. 10% ought to do it. There we go. All right, and now we have this fully kitted up VHS effect. Yeah, that looks nice. There we go. This flies up, flies off the screen. Okay, looking good. So from here, we can go back in and, well, for one, I want to give our little goose one more go. That was kind of the point of today's stream, was to play with the goose and see how it worked in conjunction with Premiere. And so far, I'm a little disappointed at that. So let's run the goose through the rest of the stream. Anyhow, from here, I'm going back into my assets, and I need the static white noise sound. We're going to dump it into the audio layer. The goose says peace was never an option. That's fine, goose. Alright, so need to first take the static sound and put it at the start, and then we'll jump forward to the last frame of static and we'll razor it off. Yep. Poof. Oh, I just realized I need to do the same trick I did before. So let's undo all that. Let's take this. What's the best way to do this? I guess the best way to do it is just how I just did it. So we're going to go to the end of this clip, the end of this static clip, and we're going to razor blade this off. But we want that on the very end. So we can drag this and stick it over there. And the reason we're doing this in backwards order is to make this seamless sound when it loops around. We have a seamless image and we have a seamless sound when it loops for the viewer of the shorts. Pow. Alright, get rid of the rest of that, don't need it. Next up, it's time to pick a background music for this. And I think we're still on the whole, well, the same music that plays in the stream. I like the Lupus Noctis stuff. Nocti? Lupus Noct? I'm not sure. Let's give this one a listen. Alright, okay, let's give that one a try. I mean, obviously it'll be like low volume, but let's see how that sounds. See how that works with the video. And this should probably be, let's turn off the animation, 20 decibels down, maybe 25. Give it a listen. Okay, it's swelling as we dry brush. Looks and sounds all right to me at this point. Okay, that timed up really nice. Oh yes, our friendly little desktop goose is reminding y'all once again, drink Cafe Bustelo. It is the best coffee, not a sponsor, but highly recommended, and everybody should be drinking on this fabulous coffee. If you like coffee, you like a good, flavorful, nutty, delicious, full-bodied coffee, I cannot recommend enough Cafe Bustelo, available nationwide. Again, not a sponsor. Just highly recommended. All right, so we now have a nice background track. The next step in putting together this here dealio is going to be to pull up Notepad, pop open Notepad, and start writing a script. So, howdy again, y'all. And welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. Yes, happy Billy Day. That's enough, Goose. As with any model, as with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to the mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it to accentuate the details. Howdy, y'all. Let me live read this and see how it lines up. Okay. Howdy again, y'all, and welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to the mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it to accentuate the details. Okay, yeah. It's working all right. Howdy again, y'all. Howdy, y'all. Maybe the again is too much. Welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to the mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it to accentuate the details. This cat is getting an all... Ooh. You know, it's popping up on the screen and showing the color. I might need to just do the same with the other colors now that I've committed to this bit of the bouncing dealios. Okay, so let's do game color fire orange. Images. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on here. Copy image. I liked it. I liked what was going on. happening here? Something wrong with the stream? My little preview window showing some weird stuff going on. No. Nope, I'm just wrong. It's just poorly synced. The clipboard doesn't contain an image. What are you talking about? Let's open image in new tab. Copy this image. Go back to paint.net. Pop her down. Yes, sir. Boom. Looks like the magic wand is doing a bang-up job today. Well, except for those two little bits. And that corner as well. Okay. It's not going as smooth as I'd like. Let's go back to textures with Edna. Pull open Tortoiseshell, and we're going to open dark sand. Boom, open the image. We're going to select all. We're going to Control X. We're going to come into here and drop a new layer, and we're going to paste this thingy down. It looks like it's not the same size. Might be close enough. Let's give it a shot. Select all of this. No. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. We're going to save as. I'm going to call this a PNG. Leave me alone. Orange fire PNG. Pow. Flatten it. Boom. Got that one. Alright, one more color. We need. I think it's another game color. Game color heavy brown. Yeah, there we go. Looks to be the same format. So I don't have extra opaque. That's a weird. I've never seen that before. It's very, very interesting. Anyhow, we'll open this image up. We're going to select and copy. Go back to paint.net. Create a new layer. Paste this in. And same deal. We'll take the magic wand and why is it not? Is there like white left on that? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Same deal here. Pop. Make this visible, make that invisible. And we're going to save as heavy brown. Heavy brown. Flat. Pow. Excellent. Delete. Don't save. Close this. And, you know, once again, in the spirit of like making things work and putting low effort in it. That's enough, Goose. We're gonna remove the visibility on all these tracks. And we're going back to the flicking. Okay, so back to project page. Back to here. We need the heavy brown and the orange fire both added to the project window. Here we go. We'll put down orange fire right here. And then we'll put heavy brown right behind it. No, leave me alone, Goose, please. I've had enough. In this moment, you're making my life difficult. I guess that's the point, though. Alright, so we'll go back to effect controls, to the dark sand. You see we have all these fun little keyframes. So I think I can select all these and I can I should be able to select all of these and copy them. I don't know why it's not letting me. Why can I not select and copy? There we go. We'll copy the motion. Go over here. Make sure these are all lined up. Hunky-dory. It's got a weird thing going on with the frame there. Zoom in, make it work. And we'll go to orange fire. And we should be able to paste that in. Yeah, perfect. Same with heavy brown. Paste it in. And now as we play through this deal, it'll pop up the orange fire. Yeah, I like what's going on there. It's really silly. And then I think I want to do the same thing with War Boss Green. Do it again. War Boss Green. Images. No. Nah. Too much effort. It's enough, Goose. Alright, so for that matter, why do I have an extra frame? My whole in-out produced a full extra frame of content for some reason. I'm just seeing that now. Yeah. So we want to razor off all those. My nose itching like mad again. Delete those. Put the end to there. Why? That was very strange that it wouldn't let me move that end point. Something's off. Alright, so let's mute all the audio tracks because I don't want any audio. And we're going to re-export the chroma layer. Well, first I'm going to save, just in case it all crashes. We're going to re-export the chroma layer. Boom. Save. Yes, I want to replace this. Yes, it exists, and yes, I want to replace it. It's 1080 wide, 1920 tall. Perfect, working, source in and out, and we're gonna get a little jittery again. Oh, that's right. It exists in the project. That's so lame. So instead, I'm going to go up a layer, as annoying as this is. I'm going to save it here into Textures with Edna. I wish it would just let me overwrite it even though it's open in the project. That's really dumb, because what I'm going to do is once it exports, it has the same name. I'll put it into that folder again, and it will overwrite the image or the video that's already there and then update the one that's in the project. It's a little silly. It won't let me, skip this step, but this is where we're at. And I'm sure that encoding this is making the stream quality abysmal at the moment, but this is where we're at. And it's all just to add in this little flavor pop of the images here. Okay. All right, now I can go back to, I'll bring this over to show you what's going on. We'll go back into Textures with Edna, and I now have this somewhere. I have an image, I have chroma layer. I will cut that chroma layer. I will go into Tortoiseshell and I will paste that chroma layer, and I will replace the file in the destination. Done. Ideally, this should just immediately update in the project panel. So let's get rid of those and turn these on and then take a peek. Oh, and what do you know? It updated the thing. Even though this is not visible, the new updated thing is there. And the reason that was important to do is because I need the chromatic aberration to be on top of these as well. Yeah. Okay, we'll fit this. Thank you, Goose. All right, back to scripting. We'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush for speckling. We can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so's we can get to speckling. First, we're gonna take, is it called Orange Fire? I'm pretty sure. Orange Fire. Yes, we've been over the coffee. Thank you, Goose. I definitely need some more memes for the Goose to drag out. I think I've got 3 in the folder. If it's got a full library, it it's a little better. Again, for any fans of the Country Fried Minis channel who have stumbled onto this through the algorithm, if you'd like to suggest some mini topical memes to be plugged into the Goose, if you like the Goose, they can be added. Just simply comment down below and give me some suggestions. The Goose also brings on these whole these little text windows, so we can put some sayings on there. So same goes. If there's anything you'd like to see, if you hate the Goose, if you'd like to see some other stuff, toss a comment down below. I'll take it into consideration. Digressing. We're back on to the scripting part. So first we're going to take orange. We're going to take a little orange fire game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once a solid what's a good word to put here? Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with Game Colors Heavy Brown. Making sure to apply a slightly making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. Okay, that works. From here it's just a matter of putting the facial details on. Some green eyes and pinked out tongue, or pinked out nose. Facial details on, some green eyes and a pinked out nose. Then we'll glue this little patterned kitty cat to her wading base. And she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. All right. That looks like a decent script. Let me go ahead and test it out and see how it works. Let's go to the start here. I'm gonna tag play and just do a live read. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to the mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up, we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so we can get to speckling. First, we're going to take a little of our game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with game color's heavy brown, making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. From here, it's just a matter of putting the facial details on, some green eyes and a pinked out nose. Then we'll glue this little patterned kitty to her wading base, and she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Okay, that lines up all right. That lines up all right. I'm not displeased. So from here, I need to pull open my volume mixer and silence the goose. Yes, I love your little tappy tips, but okay. I don't know why my computer decided to search for Audacity instead of opening it up. But sorry I'm picking my nose. It's just itching like mad. And I feel like I've inhaled some dust or something. Now, let's see if I can get through an audio take without traffic noises. Here we go. Nope, immediately. I go to click on the record button, moped goes by. Let me wait till it gets 3 blocks away till I can't hear it no more. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series. Why can't I just read? Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series by God bless a fuck America. Can I not just not stumble my lines? Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series. My tongue is just swelling up in my mouth when I say tutorial series. I'm trying to put an L inside a series. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial Jesus fucking Christ. I've never heard so many mopeds go by. It's uncanny. It's absolutely uncanny. It never fails here in the city. It'll be perfectly still and quiet, and the second I go to record, just traffic noises like mad. Give me my cursor, duck. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series. I can't, why does that word not come out of my mouth? Jesus Christ. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial I can't L's and R's anymore. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Kitty Painting Tutorial series. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Why am I having a stroke? Tutorial series. Tutorial series. Jesus fucking Christ. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to the mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up, we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so as we can get to speckling. First, we're going to take a little game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with game color's heavy brown, making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. From here, it's just a matter of putting the facial details on. Some green eyes and a pinked out nose, then we'll glue this little patterned kitty to her waiting base and she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Jesus Christ. So, I don't know if it came through on the audio, but like halfway through that take, some homeless person started screaming outside. It's wild. Like, it never fails that life just conspires to make these audio recordings as difficult as humanly possible. Like it's been quiet in here the last hour and a half, and the second I go to record audio, it's trouble. Oh, my correction, it's not screaming, it's someone shout singing. Oh, I forgot, I need to get rid of the click sound effect. I need to export MP3. We're going to go into... Jesus Christ, why is it so hard to navigate? It's utterly insane. The outrageous amount of noise going on outside right now. Just perfectly fucking timed with trying to do this, and it's literally every single time. I've got some, so I need to redo this take, and I can't because this clown outside singing poorly. Let's just see if it works. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the one... Alright, first off, immediately, I can erase that, like, 6 frames of inhaling. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur... I can immediately hear that clown outside. Tutorial series by yours truly. Yep, I got to redo the whole take. All right, let me see if I can't like shove something in the window and deal with this fucking noise. Absolutely insane. Yes. Okay, so friends of the channel, people who enjoy creating, I just want you to know that you are not alone in knowing that life will do all it can to screw over your every plan, because it's happening to all of us. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1 minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to this mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up, we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so as we can get to speckling. First, we're going to take a little game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with game color's heavy brown, making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. From here, it's just a matter of putting the facial details on, some green eyes and a pinked out nose. Then we'll glue this little patterned kitty to her waiting base, and she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Much better take, and a fucking motorcycle goes by in the last second. God damn, I hope that doesn't pick. She'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Oh, thank God there's about half a fucking second between it. Yeah, it's exactly my point. Let me reiterate. Folks and friends of Country Fried Minis, if you're concerned about how life just seems to shit all over your plans, you are not alone. It is happening to all of us, I assure you. Alright, voice audio getting replaced. There we go. Boom, exported. Let's go back into Premiere. Let's delete this out of the project. Let's dump in voice audio all over again. And somehow I managed to like really compress everything. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the 1-minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to this mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up, we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so that we can get to specking. First, we're going to take a little game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with game color's heavy brown, making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. From here, it's just a matter of putting the facial details on, some green eyes and a pinked out nose. Then we'll glue this little patterned kitty to her waiting base, and she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Oh, I just... okay, that worked. Perfect. Delete. And I'm going to say, meow. Damn, that's... okay. Export. MP3. We're going to say, meow. Done. Pop it. Looks like we might have a working video. All right, let's see how that lines up. And she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Meow. Yeah, perfect. Boom. All right. Okay. So, you know, as always, it wouldn't be a Country Fried Minis workflow production if I weren't cursing and complaining and lamenting my life as I put together these here silly things for y'all. But it does look like we've streamlined the process, and here in about 2 hours and 15 minutes we've been able to put together yet another short to be released here on Country Fried Minis. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing together and release it in the morning. I'll compile it here in a moment. But, you know, since I'm 2 hours and 15 minutes in, I think I might take a moment and play a game for a moment. Let's see how. Let's dive down in Noida. Let's see how that goes. Hey, hello and welcome, Mr. Tyler Stembridge. You know, we just finished putting together a short video for the channel. I thought I might take a break and hop into a video game, so I just double clicked on Noida. But that said, I can. There was a problem with updating. Oh, okay. The duck? Oh, okay. So this is Desktop Goose, and Desktop Goose likes to steal my cursor. and likes to drag. Uh-oh. I lost the stream. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? I hope I'm back. Am I back? Copy URL. Holy moly. I'm back. Hello. So, yeah, OBS crashed. OBS crashed. Yes, audio is low because settings got changed. How's that now? Did that fix it? Yeah. Okay. So OBS crashed and lost all my settings. Um yeah, that's better. That's better. That's better. For some reason the audio in OBS let me pop this up here. So my microphone settings were on default, and like for some reason the default was no longer set to um, my. I, yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. So there's a link in the description about the goose, but since you're here live, let me pop open desktop goose. So goose is goose is a thing. So the goose he chases your mouse around. It goes off the screen. It gets mud on its feet and tracks little muddy footprints on. It drags on little text boxes with goose flavored sayings, and it brings memes onto the screen that are likewise goose flavored. Of course, I have edited my memes to be me flavored. I've got a few. I'd like to add some more. Yeah. Do you know? Wait, this is by Sam Person. Do you know of this guy? Do you know of Sam Person and his works? How do I do this? Let's do View, Windows. Oh, speaking of memes, the goose is reminding us once again to enjoy a nice tall coffee of Cafe Bustelo coffee. Not a sponsor. Just happens to be my favorite coffee, and I couldn't get through a day without a tall cup of this cuppa. If you want a full-bodied, rich coffee experience with a nutty and deep toasted flavor, I cannot recommend a better coffee than Cafe Bustelo. I highly recommend that you pick out a can yourself, available nationwide. And then you can see the goose is like really mad that I close the thing and it grabs my cursor and it's going to run off with it. And I can't move my mouse while it has it. It's a jerk. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, uh, I guess Sam is in my dev group. Long story. Well, if you have a moment to, if you find yourself ever speaking with Mr. Person again, let him know that one of your good friends really enjoys this software. It's absolutely fabulous. I can't remember where I discovered it. I think there was a Reddit post when it got released or something. Let's see. Gooser. I guess there's not a date on it, but yeah, the goose. I thought the goose would be. I too love this goose. The goose is good. The little pat of his feet. The fact that it messes with your mouse as you're trying to do things. I love it. I'm a big fan, and I thought it would be a nice little addition to a stream. Yeah, it's busyness, it's chaos, it's stuff going on. Oh, where was I? I know we're talking about this goose, but I just finished. I just finished putting together a I just did a completed video in Premiere. Let's just pop back open Premiere. I guess I'll load it up. My computer might get a little angry on the stream while it's loading. But you have showed up at a good time, because I think it might be a CFM record as well. We got a there's a town in Tennessee called Noida or Nyota, N-I or N-O. Because I'm playing Noida. Let's see here. Let's see if I can't. I should be able to get Premiere. Yeah. All right. Let's turn on the Premiere audio. And what am I doing? Very close to. Okay, Nyota, something like that. Yeah. Noida, good stuff. It's invariably leads to. Oh, here we go with the Goose Notepad again. So let me reiterate: if you are finding the algorithm, finding this live stream through the algorithm, or have joined the chat today, if you want to drop a comment down below and suggest things for this Goose to say in the Notepad, feel free. And if you drop a comment, I will give it consideration and perhaps add it to the list of sayings for the Goose Notepad. All right, digressing. We just finished a short, and I'm going to compile it when I end the stream because it does a number on the quality, and I can't really upload it at the same time. So let's just go ahead and let's give this a play, shall we? Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the 1-minute kitty painting tutorial series by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis. As with any model with fur, once we have a nice base coat applied to this mini, we'll go ahead and dry brush the heck out of it with Vallejo's dark sand to accentuate the details. Once she's dry brushed up, we can go ahead and prepare an old ratty brush and grab a toothpick so we can get to speckling. First, we're going to take a little game color orange fire and add a heavy layer of orange flecks all over our kitty cat. Once we've got a solid layer of the orange spots, we'll go ahead and repeat that process, but this time with game color's heavy brown, making sure the coverage is slightly less than before. From here, it's just a matter of putting the facial details on, some green eyes and a pinked out nose. Then we'll glue this little patterned kitty to her waiting base, and she'll be ready to hit the tabletop with the rest of Edna's menagerie. Meow. Okay, sorry about that. I did see that it was peeking out. That'll get adjusted when we get it uploaded. I think one thing I take for granted too is that YouTube does a lot of it does like an auto leveling thing. So when these things come out and they are blowing it out at the 0 decibel level, then it corrects it at least a little bit. Anyhow, I guess yeah. So last time I did one of these short streams, I went ahead and did the upload on the stream, and it turns out to, oh, my voice is low. I didn't turn it back up. I didn't turn it back up. How's that? You gotta be on your head. Yeah, okay. I think it's a little better. Yeah, the vid is fun, and today's content I touched a little bit more on how the process, what went into the process, like the minutia of where things are in the menu. Kind of talked about how that's what's going on in my projects and teaching class. And from here, I was thinking that I might just, instead of just calling it immediately, as I could, I'm 2.5 hours in. I thought I might do a delve into Noida before calling it for the evening. And the goose, unfortunately, will not show up on the Noida because the full screen application kind of takes over. So instead, I've got to close the goose. And let's take a deep dive into the caves before we call it an evening here at Country Fried Minis. Okay. Transition. Is that working? I got a black screen. Okay, there we go. We need to get some game audio capture and capture Noida. Transition. Pop back open. Is it working? Are we going? I think it's working. All right, let's take a dive into the caves. For any of y'all who've never seen this game, I highly recommend it. It is called Noida, Noita, available on Steam. It is a roguelike, insane experience with particle effects and all kinds of nonsense. I agree, Mr. Stembridge. It is a great game, and it is impossible difficult. So the point here is to get deep in the cave, I guess. I'm not really sure. I think there's some goal, collecting the orbs maybe, but I only ever get a few floors in before something gets me. I'm already getting brutalized by the baddies here. Oh, that's a mud potion, isn't it? Yeah, okay. My first step, as always, is I need to find water. I need a potion full of water. And that might be more difficult than it has any right to be. This game can be played with a controller, but I am playing with it can be played with mouse and keyboard, but I am playing with a controller because I think it's fun that way. Plus, having the shooting your spell on the right trigger and fly with the left works surprisingly well. Got a new wand. Found some water. Fabulous. Let's get rid of this mud. So while I have you here, Mr. Stembridge, how goes your day? How are things? It's a little weird calling you Mr. Stembridge, I gotta admit, but that's just for you. Okay, got a new wand. Lovely. Wait, why didn't that trap go off? Drove to East Tennessee to do senior photos for my niece. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really enjoy your photography work. Do you have a place where you could be reached about inquiries for your photography work? iPad keyboard sucks. Oh, I don't think I've ever even played on an iPad before, to be honest. Well, I'm dubious as to whether or not your butt is the place you could be reached for photography inquiries. I don't think that's accurate. Oh, gotcha. That's a lot of acid Jeebus. Yeah. Have you played much of this here, Noida, yourself? Like a billion hours. I saw some content recently about this game, about making some gnarly wand builds using the chainsaw modifier. You can basically like turn weaker spells like this one here into more or less a minigun, and it's kind of been my goal to build. And then, like, you know how it goes. Anytime you do well in Noida, anytime you're having a good time, it's always some nonsense that kills you. Wandcraft. Do you mean Wandcraft in general? Or do you mean like working on the wands? Or are you talking about like some kind of perk in this game? Wandcraft? Are you saying Wandcraft but you mean Minecraft? Build cool wands. Yeah. I too like building cool wands. It's hard to do though, because you find so many garbage ones, and then you set yourself on fire and die to that. All right. Give me that gold. I'm going to try to put this guy out. Ooh. Or just blow it up with a fireball. You know, it's funny that blowing it up with a fireball also works really well in Dungeons and Dragons. If anything, it should be maybe your first choice when dealing with a bad guy. And once again, to anyone finding the workflow live stream through the algorithm in the future, if you've missed the rest so far somehow, go on back 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, and you can see the fabulous progress we made today in putting together a short for the channel. Because now we're just messing around, killing a little time for calling it what? A human ball? You would die if someone launched a human ball. What does that mean? Are you talking about that it fired an acid ball at me? I don't know what you mean by launching a human ball at someone. Like, I'm imagining a wand like shooting a disembodied testicle. Okay, I'm looking through my wand selection here, and it looks like it yes, LOL indeed. It looks to me that I got a cool wand on offer here. 690. That's a lot of mana. How much? 160. That one's. I think we might want this one for. No, it's got really bad recharge time. I need this luminous drill. Super important. What's this wand's recharge time look like? 0.83 seconds? Bad. Yucky. Really bad. This one's 0.38, so I think we're doing that. Yeah. These wands ain't great. These wands ain't great. I need one with a low recharge time and a high max mana. I think this is it right here. We'll do that one. What's the recharge time? 0.33 seconds? Might be the luminous drill wand now. So recharge time looking like 50. Oh, it just... Oh, it's bad. So I've achieved the luminous drill wand, which is super important to get back to the surface later. But it looked bad. I think I need the... I need to find a chainsaw. See how this looks now. All right, that's good. That's looking good. What about doing that? And then doing that is bad. It's bad. My wand selection is bad. What about just one of those? No. No, dog. It's a no for me. Let's do flaming balls. Oh, that's so dangerous. Okay. This is where it's at. Gotta roll with what I got. Let's hold on to all these luminous drills, maybe. I don't really know how to set it up. Meow. Maybe the doubles is the way. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Yeah, I knew it was coming immediately. Let's get rid of that. Yes, the downfall of those in Noida is nonsense. All right, so I'm going in the next level with this standard pink ball deal. One TNT, and then my luminous boy, which is just a placeholder. More love, faster levitation, fungal colony. Let's do faster levitation. Okay, on to level 2, where I just have a bad time because my wands are not great. Oh. Okay. I need to find a better wand before I get myself murdered. I'm gonna die to these bad wands. I'm kind of regretting this here levitation. I'm not accustomed to flying so fast. Beautiful. I'm on fire. Anyhow. This is not looking good. Fighting level 2 enemies with the starting wand. I didn't know those things charged at you like that. Good Lord. Somehow I live. I'm getting brutalized here. This is insanity. Precisely what I was talking about. That just like this game is utter BS. I'm so disappointed with the garbage wands. But I had to buy the luminous drill, right? I just had to have it. Oh, I've poisoned myself. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, what's my recourse here? Just to jump in the Alright, yeah, my recourse is to just jump in the portal and skip all that sweet gold that usually accompanies level 2 that I undoubtedly need in this moment. Maybe there's a wand here that has a regeneration time and the mana to actually use luminous drill. That one looks pretty good. Let's do it. Oh, can I have a workable? Can I have a workable luminous drill? It's good enough for now. Let's see here. What do you set it up like that, right? Is that how it works? No, that's insane. Let's tinker. Let's tinker here. We'll hollow egg into bifurcated hollow egg. Also with bifurcated flaming hollow egg. It doesn't work very well. How about no bifurcation? So hollow egg into flaming hollow egg? Which should like create a skipping egg. It won't flame though. Let's change that there. Alright. Into the next section. What's this here? Levitation trail. When levitating, you leave a trail of magical sparks that harm passing creatures, faster projectiles, or no wand tinkering. No, we'll do the trail. They tried to get me right out the gate there. Killed fireman with fireball, you said. Oh? I got a message I want to go check. So I'm going to briefly pause this and put back on the BRB. We might, depending on the contents of this message, we might be ending the stream soon. I've been waiting on this. So I will be right back. Alright, yes, indeed, folks. That is a message about meeting a guy about a thing. So, I think in that regard, a reminder, today has been a successful stream. Tonight, after I log off, I will be compiling our completed shorts video, which I will schedule for release in the morning sometime. I'm actually going to double check my analytics as to what's the best time to release it. It'll be out sometime tomorrow. For those of you who caught it live today, fantastic. For those of you who didn't, it'll be live on the Country Fried Minis Shorts feed. So, as always, I want to thank y'all for joining me today, whether you checked it live or you found it through the algorithm. And of course, as always, I want you to remember to be happy while you're painting. Thanks for joining us today. Take it easy, y'all.